It's tough, but when it comes to being patient and waiting for the right people to approach you, like the record label, because you've been hustling and you built your platform, you built your audience, now you have so much more negotiation power. For today's music business tip, we'll be discussing how to get discovered as a rapper. Okay, so getting discovered, right? When I say that, something pops into your head, and it might be that a record label is going to discover you and make you a big star, or someone is going to be able to come into your life to make a real difference. Everyone has kind of a different definition of what getting discovered means. For me, it's about connecting with the right people who can help you in your career. And I think really that's kind of the baseline of what we all feel and want, okay? When we're thinking about how do we get this thing called our music careers to take off, to get to that next level. So I'm gonna go through in this video and we're going to talk about some of my best tips of what I've actually seen from my clients. You guys know I'm a real entertainment attorney, and I've in fact seen my artists become, not only big hits, so to speak, but to actually have something meaningful take off, if it's a viral song, to then have record labels come and make these $100,000 offers. So we can talk about all of that, but before we get into it, make sure that you guys are following on Top Music Attorney Instagram. I don't always promote it on this channel, but I definitely want to give it a little push because this is definitely becoming our biggest platform. We're posting like 2 to 3 times a day on that platform, and it's really a great place to be able to connect with you guys. So make sure you go and follow on Top Music Attorney Instagram. Let's jump into it. So number one, when it comes to how to get discovered as a rapper, as kind of your glorified business card, have a strong song, okay? Of course, make music, always be working on your craft. All of that is great. But when it comes to having really that one strong song that you're gonna be able to say, hey, this is the thing that represents me, you wanna know what that song is. Because oftentimes when there's someone meaningful that comes into your life, okay, that will give you an opportunity and maybe they'll go listen to something. You might have just that one shot and it's not going to be your whole song. They might go and listen to the first 15 seconds of it, the first 30 seconds of it. So make sure you really are working on the work product itself, because if you want to be a, big star and you want to have a successful music career, all of it's going to come back to obviously the music. And over time, music gets better. We get mixers and, better producers, or we get better as producers. That's all fine. But having a really strong song is going to be helpful as kind of that glorified business card. And case in point, I think it was yesterday. So my show producer and I, we were kind of listening to this artist, and, my show producer was playing this guy's song for me. And it was incredible. Like, it was really incredible. And it was comparable in quality, in his style, in the production. Everything about this song was amazing and comparable to like mainstream music and mainstream artists. And then I had some follow-up questions, right? And so, let's look at this guy's social media. And I mean, this person had basically 0 following, 0 plays on music platform, but the song was incredible. And so as a record label owner myself, I'm now interested. I'm going to be following this guy to kind of see, all right, so now what else is going to happen? Is he promoting? And I'm just kind of looking to learn a little bit more about the artist. This is going to happen for you. As you are wanting certain people to come into your life that can kind of help elevate your career, whether it's a label, a manager, an agent, then you want to make sure that they get hooked into you, and it happens with that song. Okay, so make sure you have that strong song, and then even if you released it a year ago, 3 years ago, however much time has lapsed, if you still feel like that's the song that best represents you, continue promoting it. That's not only good because we never know when a song is going to go viral, and I have so many examples of when an artist will have a song go insanely viral like a year after it was released. Okay, so that's number one, but if you continue to promote it, it's fresh on your feed. Okay, so when someone comes and is checking out your stuff, they will click on one of your recent videos and they'll hear that song. That's your strong song, okay? And of course, new fans are coming in. They're gonna learn about it. It's all helpful. So number one, when it comes to getting discovered, have that business card of the great song ready to go and be constantly featuring it as part of the content that you're pushing out, okay? Number two, when it comes to how to get discovered as a rapper, you got to be active on social media. Okay, so when it comes to kind of what you're promoting, that's probably the hardest piece for most rappers. They get very overwhelmed and they don't know what to post, when to post. It's just too much. They're like, oh, I don't want to do stupid dance videos or selfies. And so because they have a story in their head of what it means to promote on social media, they talk themselves out of it and they just never do it. So let me put it this way. Think of social media not just as an opportunity to just spam and overly market your music. You don't like it when people do that to you, so don't do it to other people. And consider if you were like in a room, there's a party going on, and you're networking and you're talking to people. What would you share in those conversations, right? You wouldn't be sharing, hey, did you hear my song? Let me play it for you right now. Go listen to it right now. Go listen to it right now. Like, how annoying would you be? And people would like throw you out of the party. Instead, if you're going around and you're telling stories about being an artist or something maybe just related to your life or your job or your family. And so what I like to encourage rappers to think about is come up with like 5 categories of things that you can talk about, right? So one might be you're a rapper. So you can talk about what you're doing, what you're making, you know, tell the story, right? Take people on the journey with you, right? So that's number 1. Number 2, maybe you're into sports, right? If you like basketball, so you're talking about playing basketball, you're showing yourself playing basketball. Number 3, maybe you're into like personal development, right? So what have you learned lately? Did you listen to books? Did you watch a great tutorial on YouTube, right? Or are you just talking about your journey from point A to point B and just kind of sharing about that personal development? Number 4, family. A lot of people like to just kind of share, hey, you know, it's Mother's Day, I'm with the mom. It's what's important to you. And then maybe another, you know, a 5th category might be food, right? Something we can all literally, you know, feel comfortable talking to each other about: food, posting pictures. So whatever those 5 categories are for you, it's up to you to come up with them, but then you just cycle through it, right? So you take pictures of that thing, playing basketball, right? Hanging out with family, put them in folders in your phone. Right? So the day that you take it, go and organize it into different folders. And then as you're going to post, you don't have to think about it because you already captured the content. It's ready to go. And now you can post one day about the music and then the next day about, you know, your personal development, or the next day about, you know, your athletic endeavors. And so that now you have a content strategy, and all you need to do is actually post and then add a couple of hashtags, right? And there's different techniques that you can go and learn about to make what you're doing go and get pushed out to people so they see it. But the first step is just to get a plan, take some content or take pictures and video, organize it, and then post it, okay? Now, you know, obviously as you get more into posting and understanding SEO and understanding the importance of hashtags, that's all good stuff. But if you're not posting at all, then you're not doing your job as a not only artist and rapper, but as someone who's going to be a business person. You got to get that business mindset. You got to promote yourself. So that's number 2, be active on social media. That's how you get discovered, because you are being consistent, because you are broadening your voice, your audience, your growth. And it all starts with those couple of steps I just went over. Okay, number 3, when it comes to getting discovered as a rapper, follow artists like you, okay, that maybe you want to be like or have a similar sound. Engage on their content. What you'll find is that sometimes the teams of the people that you are following, you'll make friends. Okay, so when I was kind of, you know, early in my career and I'm trying to figure out who to shoot my music video, I'm like, oh man, this guy who did this video, super cool. I love this style. I love the energy. I love the edit. And so guess what? You can go and make friends with that person. And don't just go and like ask for favors. Don't just go and take. Just go and make friends and network. Then by following them, you engage on their content, give them some value, support them. Wow, that thing looks great. And so what you do by doing that is that you then get discovered by the teams of the people that you're interested in, right? So their managers, their agents, their videographers, their tour manager. You can meet all these people who are ancillary and around the artist that you want to be like, or you want to kind of have a similar career path. And then they discover you, and guess what? Now the manager of this artist or this rapper is interested in working with you because you made friends. Then you sent your badass song, and then that manager went and looked at your social media and saw You have your game on point, right? You're doing your social media posting. And so that's a way, kind of the long play of getting discovered to then build your team with the people that you want to work with. But obviously this also extends to labels, right? Labels are people, and the A&R reps are constantly on social media scrubbing to find the next best thing. It doesn't mean you have to have the biggest social media presence, but you got to be hustling. And if the label rep sees you're doing it, they can be like, okay, cool, I can just pour gasoline on this little fire that this rapper has kind of built for him or herself, and this thing is going to blow up. Okay? All right, number 4, when it comes to how to get discovered as a rapper, get, an entertainment attorney to submit you to labels. Okay, we're going to talk about this for a second. I feel like this is the number one thing that rappers kind of jump to, and they'll go, I just need to get an attorney to submit me to a label, and the label will discover me and know that I'm wonderful, and they'll sign me and make all my dreams come true. So you can do this, and I'm even going to tell you how, okay? But this is not the thing that you should do first, because you are going to blow it. You are going to maybe get that person, get that record label to go and check you out, but you haven't built your social media. You haven't built your audience. You don't have that great song. You don't have any listeners on not social media, but music platforms. Okay? So by asking them to look, they're going to look one time, maybe, and you might blow it. Okay? So look, either way, if you wanted to get an entertainment attorney to submit you to a label, this is the way I would suggest you do it. People reach out to me all the time and they say, hey, will you please submit me to this or submit me to that? I usually say no. But if you were to reach out and say, hey, I found this contact, this is the A&R guy over at Universal. I put together my EPK, which is an electronic press kit. I have a video on this. You can just search electronic press kit, Miss Krystle, on YouTube, and I teach you how to do it, why it matters, all of that. And then you just say, hey, I'll pay you for your time to send a quick email or a letter to this person on my behalf. Great, I'd be happy to do that. The problem comes when you just blanketly reach out to an entertainment attorney and you say, hey, will you submit me to record labels? Okay, what does that mean? Does that mean you want me tapping my personal contacts for you, person I've never met? So if you strategize and you say, no, it's specifically for this person, this label, who I think is a good fit for my brand, then you're more likely to get someone to say yes and to kind of put their name on the line for you. Okay, that's if you want to do that and go down that road. And I'm mentioning that because, of course, I'm always going to give you guys the tools and the information that you need, but I'm going to add to it and just say that might not be the best idea. You have a lot less negotiation power when it comes to what the contract's going to say, the rights that you have in the record label deal, if you're the one that went begging for the opportunity. It's tough, but when it comes to being patient and waiting for the right people to approach you, like the record label, when they approach you, because you've been hustling and you built your platform, you built your audience, now you have so much more negotiation power. And I promise you will get a much better deal if you are not so eager beaver to get the opportunity. So that's why I just want to at least give you that caveat. Keep that in mind. So those are, essentially the 4 main categories when it comes to how to get discovered, right? Make your voice heard, have your music, build your audience, and then you can even have a strategy for actually reaching out and submitting an EPK. Labels are way more likely to open the email and to give you the time of day if you have an entertainment attorney representing you. That's just how it goes. And then also, sometimes artists aren't sure if they're ready. If you're not sure and you want maybe to have an entertainment review your stuff, I do that as well on this channel. You can go to topmusicattorney.com and there is a artist submission. And so if you want, we will review your music, right? If you have an EPK, your social media, and give you an opinion based on your project, of where you're at, where you should go, and maybe some things that might need to be tweaked. So we definitely do that. And if you want to kind of check that out, just go to topmusicattorney.com. All right, guys. And then last but not least, if you want a deep dive as far as just kind of understanding how the music business works and you need to stay legally protected, you need your contracts, I got you covered. Check out How to Keep Your Dukes Up in the Music Business, which you can get as a digital download. As part of the book, you get 8 free contracts. These templates are like $700 a pop. They come for free because I want you to stay legally protected, so make sure you check that out.